are back live. This is an all skate. Timmy the producer Patterson, let our listeners know, please, if you would, sir, how they can get in touch with us tonight.
Hit us up on the hotline, 219-743-9743. Yahoo Instant Messenger is up and running. Keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, or send us an email at bolopunchboxinghour@yahoo.com.
Lots and lots of great fights happened over the course of this past week, not the least of which, one of the greatest trilogies to ever hit the entire sport. Israel Vasquez against Rafael Marquez. This was their rubber match, and it's arguable that this might have even been the best one of all three. Abel's nodded said, "Oh yeah, I think it was." I think it definitely ranks up there. I think their first one was just dynamite. So I want to sit down and watch Vasquez Marquez number 3 a second time when they replay it for free on HBO this coming weekend.
It was free on Showtime last week.
Showtime is what. Well, I don't have Showtime. So that was my problem. But watching it in little bits, 2 rounds at a time on YouTube, it's hard to keep the momentum going like that. But Saturday night, Carson, California, junior featherweight action. Israel Vasquez won a 12-round split decision over Rafael Marquez. He retains his World Junior Featherweight Championship of the World, 114-111, 113-112 for Vasquez, and Marquez got one for 114-111. Marquez moves down to 37-5 with 33 knockouts. Vasquez comes on up to 43-4 with 32 knockouts. What can really be said about this fight that hasn't been said already? There was ebb and flow. There was drama. Just non-stop action from pillar to post. From bell to bell, these two went at it and showed why they need to be ranked with the best trilogies of all time. You talk about Jose Luis Castillo against Chico Corrales. You talk about Tony Zale and Rocky Graziano, Ali and Frazier, Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. Vasquez Marquez is going to be up there with these great trilogies, and Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. I'm just glad that I got the chance to see it. They're going to be showing it again on Showtime this coming weekend, on relatively free Showtime. Like I always say, relatively free HBO. Let me just end it with that, because that was just about as great of a fight as you could imagine. And our congratulations go out to Israel Vasquez, because he's the one that I chose for this fight. I knew that I thought he was going to be able to pull out the victory. That's what I picked on the.
All of us did.
Every one of us did, didn't we?
Well, the Bolo Punch guys.
Bolo Punch did, at least. We all picked Vasquez to win this fight. I picked it by unanimous decision, so I didn't get the full points because one of the judges said that it was actually a Marquez victory. But close enough. Everyone on Bolo Punch that voted is actually. We all started out the month of March with 3 points for the fantasy boxing, the prediction league. They always get mad when I call it fantasy boxing. I don't know why. It's all the same to me. Very, very cool. Saturday night, Tokyo, Japan, strawweight action. Yutaka Nida, knockout in the 6th round over Jose Luis Varela. He retains the strawweight championship of the world. Nida 23-1-3 with 9 knockouts. Varela 15-4 with 7 knockouts. Friday night in Lemoore, California. Very crazy fight. Man, I loved this one. Featherweight action. Robert Guerrero knocks out Jason, the American boy, Litzau. Not what I expected. I actually picked Jason Litzau to win this fight. My apologies go out to Guerrero for not thinking that this was going to go the way that it went. Man, this was a crazy fight. And when Litzau was down, Litzau was done. He did get up, but then another barrage ended it for him. Special thanks out to Robert Guerrero. We love you, but man, Jason Litzau, a lot of real estate was put on your shoulders over the last couple of years. First, our buddy Jose Hernandez took you out, and now the Ghost Guerrero. So we'll just see. Let's see what there is that you can bring to the table next time. We are grateful for the fights that you've given us so far. Heavyweight action, Travis Walker, TKO victory in the 2nd round over TJ Wilson. Walker 27-1-1 with 21 knockouts. Wilson 12-2 with 8 knockouts. Friday night in Marksville, Louisiana. Super middleweight action, Antoine Eccles gets a draw. It's sort of a split majority draw for Michael against Michael Walker, the Midnight Stalker of Chicago. 98-92, one judge saw it for Antoine Eccles, and then twice they got it 95-95. Where did the 98-92 come from, Jimmy?
He was, I don't know what he was doing. I think he had an iPhone, somehow watching a different fight on his iPhone or something.
I mean, to have it 6 rounds off.
He wasn't even in the same building. I don't know what that guy was thinking.
What does Bert Sugar say? As he was walking over to talk to him, he tripped over the judge's seeing eye dog.
Tripped over the seeing eye dog. Unbelievable. Eccles, 31-7-4 with 27 knockouts. Walker gets his second draw, 18 wins with 12 knockouts. This was going to be his big chance. This was going to be his big coming out party, his chance to show what he is able to do. And you ran us through it just a little bit ago. But what do you think Michael Walker can take from this and build upon? What can he use this for?
Well, I think
it's not a win, but it's not a loss either.
No, I think it's definitely a good experience for him. He's going to definitely have just gain experience from it all. He's stepping up to the big stage against a well-known fighter, and walking away without a loss and not doing too bad for himself. I think, like I said, I thought he pulled out the fight. 1 or 2 days notice, whatever it was, you're not in the condition you normally be in the fight.
Yes.
Michael stays in shape, but there's a difference between being in shape and being in the fighting shape. You have a fight coming up, you're running every day, you're doing all kinds of stuff. When you're staying in shape, you're staying in shape. Complete difference. And Michael doesn't back down from anybody. He said, "I'll take the fight." And he headed in there. I think he definitely it's going to be a good building.
I like the fact that he did it on a big stage. I've seen a couple of the other guys from One in a Million go up on a big stage and falter. I thought he did extremely well, and I'm with you, Jimmy. I really honestly believe he pulled this fight out. I don't know where the one guy saw it 98-92.
That's really sad.
I actually thought he had won. I actually had him winning by 2 rounds. I gave him. There was 1 or 2 close rounds that I gave Michael's way because he's Michael Walker. I've sat and talked to him.
Yeah,
I've never met Antoine Eccles, so as far as I'm concerned, I liked.
For those of you that think we judge fights because of people we know, that's not true.
No,
that's not true because I thought Jimmy Holmes was going to beat Travis Lovelace.
All right.
No, and again, in my eyes, and it's not just because I've sat and talked to him, but it really was a good fight, and I really thought that Michael would pull it out. My wife could probably tell you if she was here how kind of ticked off I was in 98-92. Unfortunately, I have a newer television set, so I didn't throw anything at it.
That's good.
Well, I think Michael could walk away. He fought a big guy. He was on the big stage, and Michael took some good right hands from Eccles too. And
Yes, he
A
did.
big puncher, and Michael didn't go anywhere. And he had Eccles ready to go for that. Eccles was unsteady on his legs. What if you?
That's what they kept saying. They kept saying, "Where's his legs? I thought he had better legs than this."
He's getting older, but.
And again, this is just a huge stepping stone for Michael. I really believe that they're going to be looking at him a lot closer now for some other bigger fights, just simply by what he displayed there on basically 24 or 36-hour notice.
Yes.
I mean, you got to figure if this guy had a week or had 2 weeks or a full month to train and prepare, I mean, watch the guy's tapes and watch how he fought and everything else, and get into, like you say, fighting shape. Because let's face it, I mean, Chris and I stay in shape, but we couldn't get in the ring and fight anybody at this point, right?
Round is a shape.
Yes, it is.
I took geometry.
But yeah, and I understand that. I think that with a little more preparation from Michael as far as fight preparation, not because Michael's always in shape, but fight preparation, I really believe that this would have been a win for him. I really do.
Well, I think the middle rounds you can see.
Right.
He was
a bit winded.
He was saving some because he wanted he did so good in the first part of the fight. You don't want to throw everything you have and have nothing left. You want to make sure you got a little bit. So he was cautious.
He kept the earmuffs up for a good while in round 6, 7, 8.
Right.
But he does that a lot anyway. I mean, fighting in One in a Million, I've seen him keep the earmuffs up for a while, for a round or two, and then come back and and I understand that. I mean, if you go full bore from bell to bell, from one end of the fight to the other, you're either in incredible shape, or it's just you're on something. Because I mean, everybody gets tired, everybody gets winded from throwing punches. I've never been in a quote unquote regulation fight. I mean, I've sparred a few times when I was younger, and I understand that going going around for a full 3 minutes and throwing 100 punches around is exhausting.
That's also not a guy like you and me. That wouldn't be our style.
No, it
100
wouldn't.
shots.
It wouldn't. But you know what? When I was younger, you're trying to throw as many punches as you can, and after a while, you're like, Jesus, my arms weigh like 75 pounds apiece. I can hardly lift them. And after a while, it really, and it is. I'm sure even professional fighters go through that, where they've thrown so much that their arms are just you're exhausted from one round, and for a guy to go from bell to bell to throw that many punches. I mean, I've seen a few fighters do it. That's
Ivan Robinson is one of the guys that just threw a billion shots. Paul Williams still loves to throw a billion shots. He just wasn't landing any against Quintana.
Well, yeah, when you're averaging 100 punches, 100
sure.
punches thrown around, that's pretty damn
The
good.
thing with this fight too, with Walker had never been 10 rounds in one.
That needs to be stated.
No,
Never
it
has
hasn't.
gone 10
Never
rounds.
needed to.
Never needed to.
Well, he hasn't been scheduled
I don't
for
think
10
he's
rounds?
scheduled
No,
for 10.
no. When he
8
fought
rounds.
on Dia de los Diaz, or was it the Eric Morales David Diaz? I'm trying to remember which one he fought on the undercard of that. I think he fought on Dia de los Diaz on the undercard of that.
6 or 8.
It was on the Morales Diaz. Okay, I knew I'd get it right. It was Eric Morales against David Diaz in Chicago last year. He fought, and I think that was only scheduled for 8.
Yeah, I thought it was like an 8-round
It's like
fight.
he's never even had a scheduled 10-round fight yet, stepping in at 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, stepping in and fighting, I mean, that's
And
incredible.
That's going the whole way.
Going the whole way, and everybody I talked to, of course, we're in this area here where we know Michael, but everybody thinks he pulled it out, honestly, thinks he pulled the fight out.
Well, like I said, I had him winning by a couple of rounds, and I can understand one round. Like I said, I couldn't understand the 98-92. To me, that was the 95-95. I could see. Okay, I could have seen just a full draw. I could have seen that. I could have understood that. I wouldn't have agreed with it, but I could understand that a lot more than I understood 98-92.
Exactly.
It doesn't make it.
No, I know.
A draw's a draw.
I understand. But
If Antoine Eccles holds his head high over this, he hasn't won a fight in 5 fights. He's had 2 draws and a couple of no contests. Okay, he has not had a very good year, year and a half even, and that's why I was hoping that Michael Walker would be able to get that one point. A lot of love for him to knock him out, and it looked like it was going to happen there.
Yeah, I thought it
right
was.
around round 3 and 4, it looked like it was.
It was just a matter of time.
Eccles wasn't going to have an answer, and he did. Somehow, that bell just kept saving him, and he kept coming back with those waggly legs. And let's move on. I think we pounded this fight into the dirt, so to speak. Junior middleweight action: Sekou Powell TKO victory in the first round over Kevin Finley. Sekou Powell 23-1 with 14 knockouts. Kevin Finley 12-1-1 with 9 knockouts. Teddy Atlas said that this one was over the second the contracts were signed. He said it on the broadcast, and then
then he proceeded to make it true.
He said it before the fight happened. He said, "Oh, I don't really see this one turning into much." Very, very interesting. But Kevin Finley, you took your loss like a man. Just keep on taking losses like a man if you fight guys like Sekou. And let's see who he's going to be fighting. Maybe Corey Spinks. Maybe a little bit of Ricardo Mayorga action, since he's going to be playing the whole "I'm the mandatory guy" game. Let's see what he does. His only loss was against Kasim Huma, and that would have been late in 2006, I believe. Friday night, Harlington, Texas, flyweight action. Raul El Raton Macias, good friend of Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. We interviewed him a while back. Won a 12-round unanimous decision over Benji Garcia, 100-87, 99-88, and 98-89. Very interesting how those scorecards came up. But still undefeated. Martinez is undefeated, 22-0 with 13 knockouts. Garcia moving down to 12-10 with 13 knockouts. This was very, very easy for him. And as always, we're expecting huge, huge things from Raul and Raton Macias. Pardon me, I'm saying Raton. Raul Cobrita Martinez. I got the nickname incorrect. I apologize for that. Friday night in La Paz, Mexico. Strawweight action. Raul Garcia. See, there's so many Rauls. There's also Raul Macias, who was El Raton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, he's like 8.
He's a little older now. Raul Garcia won a 12-round unanimous decision over Ronald Herrera, title eliminator. Garcia is 22-0 with 1 draw, 15 wins by knockout. Herrera moving down to 22-4 with 1 draw, 14 knockouts. Friday night, Montreal, Canada. Super middleweight action. William Joppy announces his retirement after losing a TKO. After Lucian Butte gets a 10th round TKO victory over William Joppy. He retains his super middleweight championship of the world. I don't know how Joppy keeps getting these title shots anyway. But he fought, he's a 3-time former champion, William Joppy, and God bless him. He'll probably go in the Hall of Fame in a few years. Butte still undefeated, 22-0, 18 knockouts. Joppy moving down to 39-5-1 with 30 knockouts. And like I said, he is now undefeated. He is now retired. Friday night in Managua, Nicaragua. Strawweight action. Roman Gonzalez got a 10-round unanimous decision over Javier Maravilla Murillo, 100-84 twice and 99-95. Thursday night, that was last week as we were going live, Dmitry Kirillov at the junior bantamweight level got a draw with Cecilio Santos. It was a majority draw, very similar to Michael Walker. Wednesday of last week, Anthony Mundine, we already talked about that one. So let's take our second break of the night. We'll be right back with the updates desk with Nestor Garza Romero to get you through all the fights that are going to get us through the next week or two. And then our exclusive interview with Big Daddy Riddick Bowe, the former 2-time heavyweight champion. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance, www.hssp.ccsportsjuice.com.